Mark Hensley was a ghost. He didn't show up for school on Monday or Tuesday. By Wednesday, the halls of Willowridge High were humming with rumors. Some were worried whispers, others were sharp with suspicion, but none of it reached Mark. He wasn't answering texts. He wasn't at home. His mother offered a weak excuse about him resting, but the lie was so thin, it was transparent. Detective Avery knew what this kind of avoidance looked like. This wasn't a guilty kid hiding from blame. No, this was someone hiding from something much, much bigger. So, she went looking for him. Mark sat on the concrete steps, his hoodie pulled up, his hands shaking. He was so lost in his own world of fear that he didn't even notice Avery until her shadow fell over him. "Mark," she said, her voice quiet but firm. He flinched, a jolt of pure panic running through his body. "You can't keep running," Avery continued gently. "I'm not," his voice cracked. "I just need time. That's all." Avery's gaze was steady. Mark swallowed hard, his eyes red-rimmed and frantic from lack of sleep. "You don't get it," he choked out. "If I talk, I'm next." Avery took a step closer, closing the distance between them. "Then you're already in danger. And I can't protect you if you don't tell me the truth." For a long, tense moment, Mark's stubborn resolve held firm, and then, like a dam breaking, it shattered completely. He pressed both hands to his face, his body racked with tremors. "I didn't kill him," he blurted out, the words tumbling over each other. Sometimes, the only way to get to the truth is to let it break through the surface on its own. Mark sucked in a ragged breath. But he had enemies. Actual enemies. Avery froze. This was the first crack in the perfect facade. Until this very moment, everyone had painted Jonah Blake as a golden boy, beloved by all, adored. "Who?" she asked, her voice low and urgent. "It's not one person. It's a whole mess of people, bad people, people he never should have crossed." "What did Jonah do?" Avery pressed. A bitter, humorless laugh escaped Mark's lips. "He tried to save me." Avery sat down on the cold concrete step beside him. "Tell me everything." Mark stared at the graffiti-covered warehouse wall, his eyes unfocused, lost in the memory. "I messed up," he whispered, the admission barely audible. "I got involved with people who lend money, real money, the kind you don't ask questions about, and I couldn't pay it back." "How much?" Avery asked, keeping her tone even. 8,000. Mark's voice grew thinner, almost frail. "Jonah found out. He wanted to help. He wanted to fix it, but he didn't realize these people, they don't care about the money, they care about control." Avery's mind sharpened, connecting the dots. "Who are they?" "Mark," he shook his head violently, a visceral wave of fear passing through him. "No names, no names. If I say anything out loud, it's over." "Mark, they warned me," he interrupted, his voice cracking under the strain. "They told me Jonah was sticking his nose where it didn't belong. They said he was making noise. They said if he didn't back off." His breathing hitched, spiraling into hyperventilation. Avery placed a steadying hand on his arm, grounding him. "What did Jonah do?" She pressed, her voice a calm anchor in his storm. "He went to someone," Mark said, trembling. "Someone in town he thought he could trust. Someone who was supposed to help. And after that, everything got worse." Avery's pulse quickened. This was it, a new player. Who did he go to? Who in this town? Mark's lips parted, the name right on the tip of his tongue, but before he could speak, a sound echoed from the dark interior of the warehouse. Footsteps, loud, heavy, deliberate. Avery spun around, her senses on high alert. Mark's face went white with terror. "Oh God! Oh God, they followed me." "Mark," Avery said, her voice dropping to a laser-focused command. "Stay behind me." A shadow shifted in the darkness of the warehouse. Watching, waiting, Avery unclipped the small, powerful flashlight from her jacket, its beam cutting through the gloom. "Come out," she called. The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. Then, the footsteps again, but this time, retreating. Fast, a side door slammed shut somewhere in the distance. Whoever had been listening was gone. Mark sagged forward, burying his face in his sleeves, his body shaking with sobs. "I tried to warn him," he choked out between breaths. "I told him he didn't know who he was dealing with. But Jonah, he always had to play the hero." Avery kept her voice steady, despite the adrenaline coursing through her. "What was he planning?" "Mark, he said he had proof." Mark whispered, his voice muffled by his hoodie. "He said, if he showed it to the right person, the whole operation would fall apart." A deep chill settled in Avery's bones. Jonah Blake, the perfect son, the star athlete, had been secretly digging into a dangerous criminal enterprise all to save a friend. And instead of helping him, someone in this town, someone he trusted, had used that knowledge to silence him permanently. Avery put a hand on Mark's shoulder. "You're doing the right thing, Mark, talking to me." He looked up, his face a mask of despair. "No," he whispered. "The right thing got Jonah killed." As Avery walked a quiet, shaking, utterly terrified Mark home, her mind was already racing miles ahead. Jonah had enemies, that was confirmed. Multiple enemies. Connected, organized, and the worst part, Someone in Willowridge knew exactly what Jonah had discovered, and they killed him for it. Avery glanced back over her shoulder, toward the dark, silent warehouse. The echo of those retreating footsteps seemed to hang in the air. This town wasn't just whispering secrets anymore, it was shouting warnings, and she was listening. Thanks for watching. We're just getting to the heart of the mystery now, so make sure you resubscribed and have notifications turned on so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next one.